Hi, it's Mickey from Your 500, and as Jon Snow would say, winter is coming. Well, Jon Snow, you know nothing. Winter is definitely here. And today's driving tip isn't so much a driving tip, it's more driving advice. And it's all going to be surrounding winter tyres. So, here we are in the garage, ready to swap the wheels. This isn't as much about how to change a wheel. Everybody should be capable of changing a wheel. This is more of why we're changing the wheels, why we're changing for winter. Tread depths, snow tyres, what they are, what the benefits are. Why would you go through the, not trauma, but extra work to do this when it's not necessary? It's not a legal requirement. So, some European countries, it's legislation to run with snow tyres in winter, in between certain dates. Of the ones that it isn't a legal requirement, their tread depth is a lot deeper than ours for minimums. Ours, if you are doing your driving tests, if you're doing your driving lessons, one of the show me tell me questions is all about tyres and tread depths, and it's the one that a lot of people get stuck on, and it's the 1.6 millimeters across the central 3/4 around the entire circumference of the tyre. And a lot of people learn this word for word, don't really take in what it means, what it actually means. But if you think about it, 1.6 millimeters is a very, very small amount. In Germany, it's 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters on your tyre, less than that, you have to take them off, or you get into trouble. And that's why when people buy Part 1 tyres in the UK, a lot of them have come by container from Germany because they've had to take them off, but they've still got about 1.5 millimeters of tread left for our legislation. And this is why when it gets to winter, everything comes to a standstill, because the majority of people are using tyres that are not suitable for winter driving, not suitable for snow driving. Now, a car with a good set of snow tyres is probably more capable than a 4x4 that doesn't have snow tyres on. Obviously, a 4x4 with snow tyres on trumps it, beats it hands down every day. But I've been doing this for years, and the reason I've been doing this for years is on the odd occasion that we get snow, it makes very little difference in your driving. Ice is a different matter, but snow, you just sail past people who are sliding about and skidding because of the way that they're constructed. Another reason to put snow tyres on is a little less obvious, and that's because once the temperatures get below somewhere about 7, 8, 9 degrees in the winter months, usually around about November till March, April, when it starts to warm up for spring, the temperatures are so low, the compounds in the tyres, summer tyres have got a relatively hard compound, because what they've got to do, they've got to try and make the tyres last as long as they can, so they make them a little bit harder. Winter tyres are designed to deal with the temperatures, the lower temperatures, so they have a softer compound. Obviously, the softer compounds don't last quite as long as the harder compounds, so it's a trade-off. But those softer compounds work a lot better in cold conditions, cold and wet conditions. Okay, if you're going to go for winter tyres, you realistically have two options. The first one is go to your local garage or your local tyre fitters and ask them to take your tyres off, put on winter tyres. When it comes to the end of the season, it starts to warm up a little bit in spring. Go back again, swap them back. You do get people who have what are like sort of a hotel for wheels and tyres. They'll take your tyres off, they'll store them. They'll put your winter tyres on. When you come back, they'll swap them over. They also charge you storage. I find by far, for me, the easiest method, and this is the way I've always done it, is get yourself a new set of wheels and put on a set of snow tyres. So then you end up with now financially it's a little bit more expensive because you can have eight sets of alloys, 8 sets of tyres. But another way to look at it, it's going to last you twice as long in the long run because you're only using half of these tyres, half of those tyres. So if, say, a tyre might last you 2 years, you could end up making this system last for 4 years. One of the other benefits of doing it this way is they're 16-inch wheels, these are 15-inch wheels. That means you can step down in the size of wheel you're going to use, which means you've got a deeper sidewall. Deeper sidewall means a little bit softer. It'll be a little bit more comfortable. One, because you've got softer rubber, but two, you've got a deeper sidewall. Also, tread width, the width of the tyre. The width of the tyre narrower, which makes it grip more in the wet, in the snow, and just when it's cold. So this tyre is Vredstein, and they won't be quite as economical as your normal summer tyres. Summer tyres are made for economy. They will feel a little bit different, but the stopping power that these have got in the wet, in the rain, in the snow, everything far, far, far superior to summer tyres, because for a start, summer tyres are going to be harder compound, probably wider, narrower sidewall. Really nice to drive in summer, a little bit of a liability when it comes to winter. So, set of wheels, have a look on eBay. Usually get a set of wheels, I don't know, maybe 150, 200 pounds. What you really want is a set of wheels where the tyres are absolutely shot. These ones I got from a guy, I don't know, about 15 miles away, and he'd upgraded from 15-inch to 16-inch, so that's one of the main reasons people get rid of a set of wheels. But he'd also absolutely worn the tyres down to nothing. So the wheels themselves were cheaper because the tyres were no good whatsoever. So the tyres were straight off. A friend of mine changed these for me, so all I did, I took them to the tip. The tip accept local tip, different authorities all over the country, but our local tip will take 4 tyres in one trip. So all 4 tyres straight down the tip, don't have to pay for them to be disposed of. Your tread depth, these are directional, which means they have to be put on a certain way. But well, when I take one of these off, we'll put them next to each other, have a look, see what they look like. But these are really, really meaty ones. All tyres are rated. Can't really see there. You have got how economical they are, and a lot of them are sort of around about a D. A C would be exceptional. But this is their performance in adverse weather conditions. Snow, mainly wet they're tested in, but also tested in snow, and these are a B, which means these are fantastic. And that means if, and don't get me wrong, everybody who's out on the lessons is driving in situation to their ability, but there always comes times when we need to stop in a hurry, and if we need to stop in a hurry, you want the tyres that are going to help us. And this is the difference between stopping and stopping a little longer, maybe running into something, even if it's a curb, because they've come in a little bit too hot when they're pulling in on the left. But there are an awful lot of situations, sometimes where I have to duel people. If they've come onto a roundabout, they haven't seen somebody coming around it, I need to stop them as quick as possible, and we need to have the right tyres on. So I'm going to stick them on now. I'm going to whip them off. We'll have a look at them together. Old wheels, new wheels, old tyres, new winter tyres. Personally, I really like this design and colourway. But it's still a nice alloy for a Fiat 500. Everything's going to depend on what car you have, what alloys you're looking at. You can even go for really bog standard cheap steel wheels if you like, because they're only going to be for winter. Your car's not going to look the same as it did anyway. But it's over the winter, and winter is when they're going to throw salt on the roads. Salt is what's going to kill the car. If you can see there, I don't know if you can, you should be able to see that old tyre that's just come off. When I say old, current tyre, it's a lot narrower sidewall, and that's what we talked about earlier with the thicker sidewall. And if we have a look at them next to each other, should also be able to see narrower on the new tyre. Give it a lot better grip in the wet, in the snow, any adverse conditions. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but you can, it just looks a softer compound. You can tell it's got a really meaty tread. The tread on it, the tread pattern, that's really aggressive, so it's going to cut into anything. It's also going to expel water, so it keeps it dry. There's your tread depth. This is your tread pattern. The tread pattern is absolutely for fine weather. It's not for adverse weather conditions. Only one thing to look out for with something like this is these particular tyres are directional, which means they have a little label on one side which says rotation, and that's the way they have to go. These particular tyres need to go this way around, so that the point on the tread pattern is pointing towards the front of the car, just so you don't accidentally put them on the wrong way around. If you do, you'll have a great performance in reverse, but they're the wrong way around. You won't have the optimal grip and performance that you bought these tyres for. So all we need to do now, a little bit of a road test, make sure everything's tight and ready to go in the snow. There we go, all ready for winter now. We've got 4 winter tyres on, really good quality ones, and we're ready to tackle the dark nights, the rain, possible snow, a little bit of slippiness on if we have some ice. And I can't tell you what a difference being on winter tyre makes to your ability in inclement weather. What you want to do is not think of them as snow tyres, sorry. Don't think of them as snow tyres, think of them as winter tyres, because it's all to do with the temperature. And I've seen a lot of discussion on different boards by people who are arguing for and against the use of winter tyres. It is becoming more popular, but a lot of people are saying, well, what you need to do, you need to learn to drive. Other people, I've seen comments such as, well, I've driven for 35 years and I've managed. Well, I can tell you now, I'm an experienced driver, and all the experience in the world can't change the laws of physics. When it gets colder, rubber gets harder. A softer rubber will stay soft. The harder summer ones will go very, very hard. It's a tread pattern, it's all to do with everything else. They will stay grippier. What I'm going to do, I'm going to link a couple of videos below to some road tests that I've seen, which are absolutely incredible. They're incredible to almost shocking, the difference it will make from winter tyres on a 2-wheel drive car such as this, or summer tyres on a 4-wheel drive. And most people think, well, if I get a 4x4, that's it, I'm all set up for winter, and you're not. It's better. 4-wheel drive in summer tyres is better than a 2-wheel drive on summer tyres. 2-wheel drive on summer tyres, you're just risking so much. So have a look at the videos, keep tuned, like and subscribe. There's going to be lots more videos coming, mainly about learning to drive, but also different driving tips. So until then, safe driving.